Hello, I'm Rodolfo, also known as Pulover, the developer of Pulover's macro creator. And I'm going to make a walkthrough to show you some of the features of PMC. Okay, our goal will be to send a file to Google Translate and save it to a Word document. For this, we're going to use commands like send, ImageSearch, and control commands. Okay, let's start by opening the Google Translate website. Okay, this is the URL to translate documents, or I'm already choosing from German to English. We're going to use the run command. Just have to press OK and it will be added to the list. Okay, we can test it here. It opens the URL in the default web browser. Okay, now we need to know when this window is active, is available, so we can continue the macro. So we're going to add the command from the window command. That's winWait active. We can use winWait too. WinWait will wait for the window to exist, and winWait active will wait for the window to be exist and active. Okay. We're going to use this button to get the information from the window. We're going to get the title of the window. Just click here, point mouse to the window, and right click over it anywhere. I'm going to give it some more time to wait for the page to load. So let's set another 1 second and can test with a MessageBox. Let's see. Okay. Now we need to choose the file to be uploaded. So we need to click on this button. We can choose to send a click at this region, but since this is a web page, the position of the button may vary. So our best option is to use ImageSearch. We're going to determine a region for it to search. You just click at the region button, right click, hold, and drag. Now we're going to take a screenshot of that button. Some way. You right click, drag, and release. Now I have an image of the button. You may choose to adjust coordinates to the center of the image by clicking here, and here you can select an action to take. I'm going to do a left click here. Okay, let's give it a try. It didn't work, so maybe we need to repeat it until it's found. Let's see. Okay, now we have this dialog where we need to choose the file to be uploaded. Okay, for this demonstration, we're just going to choose a specific file. we're going to use a control command to set the path for the file here at this field. So let's copy. Let's copy the path for the file, and we're going to use a control command. Control set text. This is the text we want to set, and here we're going to point to the control. We're going to get to make it get the window class, which is more reliable than the title. Here. Okay, let's test this specific command. You can choose to uncheck the other commands or select play selected browse. This time we're going to use the defined hotkey. We have to press activate macros, and now our hotkeys are active. Let's give it a try. Okay, when I press the hotkey, it sets the path for the file. Now we need to click here, this button, which is the open button. We're going to use control click. Go to the mouse action, select click, check the control option, point it to the button, to the control. Okay, if no coordinates are set, click will be at the center of the control. So it's okay for us. Let's test it again. Okay, now the file has been chosen. Now we need to press the translate button, which is we're going to use for this. We're going to use the image search again. Let's define region. We want it wider. Make a screenshot. And click it. Let's check the repeat until found, just to make sure. Now let's uncheck the debug option and make another test. Oh, I forgot something. We need to wait for this window to exist. So let's add another when wait active. Let's make it when wait. It will work the same way. Just paste here the class of that window. Also, let's add we can wait for the window to close too if you want. You can add when wait close, where is it? When wait close. That will wait until the window no longer exists. Now we can click. Let's give it a try. Press the hotkey, and it starts. Okay, we got here. The document has been translated. Now we're going to copy the text. For that, we have to send Control A to select everything, and Control C to copy it. So let's add those commands here. But first, we have to wait for this page to be open. So let's add another when wait command. get the title here and add another small pause. 1 second. Then we can send the control A. We can use this small box down here to add the command control A and control C. It's good to have a small pause between this send commands for the window to recognize them. So let's select the two of them. There are two ways you can do it. You can click on edit and set the delay here, or you can use this delay box here. Set it. Okay. So now we want to open Word and create a new document. Let's add another macro tab so you can test it separately. Let's use the run command. I think it's here. No. Here it is. Make a test. Okay. Now we need to create a new document, so we need to click here. Let's just make a simple mouse move and click. Let's test only that one. The hotkey now is F4. Let's see. Give it another try. Okay, forgot to add the win wait command again. Let's see. Let's see what happens now. Seems to be working. Let's try again just to make sure. Okay, now I have the Word document open. We want to paste contents. So for that we can just use Control V. We will do just fine. Let's add a small pause here too. Okay, you can test it. Alright. Now let's say we don't want it in this default font. Let's choose Arial font. Okay, so let's send a command to go to the top. So you can use this box to choose the default delay used for new send commands. Let's just use 0. No, okay. Now we want to go to this control over here. There are There are control commands available to choose items from a list, but they won't work on every control. So for this one, we're just going to use control focus to set focus to that specific control. And then we're just going to send the keys using the text command window. Let's test these two commands. That's 4 commands here. Okay, we had a problem here. So let's try to clear that box first. I think Control A should do. Set a small pause here. Try again. Okay, worked. Now let's set an enter to confirm. You can also use this button here to capture keys in this window, like that. Let's put in a small pause here. Select commands. It's just those ones. Oh, forgot to select the text. So we need, before we set the font, we need to select the whole text. In my word here, in my language, it's Control T. So let's try again. Okay, that worked. But let's say we want it to be with a smaller font. So let's try, instead of putting the enter here, we're going to use a tab and then send 11 as the font as the font size. Okay, that worked. Now we need to save the document. We're going to send Control B to show the save dialog box. Well, in this version of Office, we have this window before we can choose where to save. So let's give it let's do a click here over search. For this one, we can use control click, which is more reliable. Usually you can use control commands to make a macro work in the background window, as long as it's not minimized. But not all control commands will work on every window. Let's see if this works. Looks like we need this pause here. Let's try just this click. Well, you can see why it didn't work, because this whole window has the same control name. You can see it's not UIHWND1. So we need to point to the control and the coordinates. Not working. Let's put another pause here. And see if these commands work. Okay, now we have another save dialog box. But okay, let's say we just want to use the default folder and set the name of the document here. Let's add the WinWait command. And again, control set text. Well, let's go a little further and save it in a different type. For that, we can use the control choose on this control here. So we want the third option. Let's just put it, select control choose and the number 3. Let's see if this works. Remember, you still have the place selected rows option. Check it. Right on. Let's test both of them. And this works even if the window is not on the foreground. See? And lastly, click the save button. Now let's test this whole macro here. Still have that translation in the clipboard, so let's give it a try. Uncheck place selected rows and run it. Here we have it. Well, changing type didn't work, but you got the idea. Well, now what we need to do is execute both macros. Okay, let's just remove this one and check to finish this macro and start the next one. We're going to use Goto command. Point it to macro 2. Goto will execute the target macro and finish there, and GoSub will execute next macro and return to the caller so it can continue execution if there are more rows. In this tutorial we're going to finish at macro 2, so I'm just going to use Goto. Now let's make sure the file does not exist. Oh, let's change the name a little here. Okay, let's just change the name, just translation. This will be the final name of the file. So let's make sure it does not exist when we start the macro. Let's run file delete. Let's test this one. Gone. Okay. Now uncheck place selected rows, and let's run the whole macro now. That's it. Thank you for watching, and check out the next tutorials to learn more.